Do you know the 4 most powerful sentences that you can say to release energetic cords and release an energetic buildup? If you don't, I will teach you guys in this video how to remove blockages and to release burdens from your past. Hello, my positive posse. How are you guys doing today? I hope everyone is staying healthy, staying happy, staying whole amongst all of the chaos going on. I know I most definitely am. If for some reason you are not, you guys are feeling a little bit panicked or stressed, let's all make the conscious decision right now to find something to be grateful for, throw those smiles on, and raise our vibrations just a little bit higher. So as you guys know, my name is April Kadwa here with the Self Mastery Mentor, and in this video we are going to talk about the Ho'oponopono ceremony I did in Hawaii and the 4 most powerful sentences you can use to release energetic cords, blockages, anything that's kind of keeping you stuck to the past and in a burdened state. So before we get started, I want to say thank you again to everyone who's watched the videos. Thank you so much for all of the comments, the video topic requests. Thank you for all the shares and subscribes, everything. Thank you guys, I'm so grateful for you. I truly appreciate every single last one of you. So, I want to talk to you guys about this Ho'oponopono ceremony I did in Hawaii. It's actually touched on my last video, which is about getting out of a state of depression. That was a video topic request I had from someone who's very, very near and dear to me. Literally one of the most important people in my life, and it was a video that was very special because not only was it someone who requested it that I truly care for, but it was a scenario I went through last year and experienced one of my most difficult years last year. So this video is kind of a follow-up to that, and one of the exercises that I explained to you in that video on getting out of depression. And I really wanted to go more in detail, in depth on this ceremony, this topic. You don't have to do it in a ceremony setting, that's just kind of how I did it. So before we get started, I want to explain to you guys how I did my ceremony, everything that it kind of entailed, and then further on, explain how you can do it at home. So what mine was the Ho'oponopono Bowl of Light ceremony that I did in Hawaii. I was there for 2 weeks. I did part of the trip myself, and then I had a friend join me for the second half. So what I did is I went island hopping from one to the other, and I started on Honolulu. I went around the big island of Oahu, then I went to the big island. Yeah, I went to the big island of Hawaii, then I went to Maui, and then Kauai. But I did the Bowl of Light ceremony, the Ho'oponopono ceremony on the Big Island in Kailua Kona. I still get mixed up with the names, but I'm trying. And it was actually an Airbnb experience that I did, which was my first time doing an experience, but it was so cool. My leader's name was Kai, and what we did was we went to this little secluded beach during sunset time. There was about 10 of us and did the ceremony together. We all received a special little bowl that we had for the Bowl of Light ceremony. We learned about the Ho'oponopono ritual, what it means, what it's about. We made leis, and then all kind of discussed the things that we went through that year. And it was literally one of the most powerful ceremonies I did. I did it on New Year's Day or the day after. No, I did it right before New Year's. And it was when I got there, the 31st of December, the day before, or the day of New Year's Eve. And 2019 was one of the most difficult years of my life. Honestly, I went through like the hardest depression I have probably ever gone through. Only been through that twice in my life, and that was definitely took the cake. A lot of different things, I went through, a lot of therapy, all this stuff, and it just had a lot of like heavy energy on me. So if you guys are in a state of depression, having a lot of heavy energy, you went through a lot of burdens, maybe a lot of karmic cycles and you're wrapping up those karmic cycles, you're learning a lot of lessons, life just kind of seems unfair to you, then this is something I definitely recommend you to try. You need to try this ceremony. So what we did is you take a little bowl and you pick up a bunch of little rocks, and you guys can go anywhere you want to go. Let's say you want to go to a lake or a park or whatever, and you just pick up whatever rocks look the most appealing to you. And there's 4 different sayings that you say, and you can say them in whatever order is best to you. But what I say is, here's the 4 sentences, is I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you can say those in any kind of order that you want to say them. But let's just say it's you had a bad breakup, right? Earlier the year before, or months before, whenever you're holding your energy onto. Whatever that scenario is, you want to pick up a little rock for each one. So me, I had a certain person in my past who really hurt me and did a number on me, and I picked up this huge, big, most beautiful rock. And it was my last rock I chose actually. I had a little burden from my dad, a little burden from my sister, a little burden from, this thing and work projects I was working on, little different things here and there. And I picked up a rock for each one, and I picked up one on the size based on how big that issue was in my life. And so that last one that I picked was the most beautiful rock, the biggest rock, and it was the one that caused me the most burdens and stress through that year that I was releasing. And what we did was, during the ceremony, we talked about all of the issues we went through. We talked about all the things we were grateful for, and hearing some of the other people and what happened with them really made me realize that even though my problems were very big to me and difficult to me, other people were going through more. So it was a very beautiful scenario for me to kind of, realize that I'm not the only one hurting in the world. So one of the girls who was actually in my group, she lost her baby right before her trip, and it was so sad, so heartbreaking, literally brought tears to my eyes, and kind of like made me realize that, all of the issues that I thought were just so monumental and were monumental to me didn't even compare to what she was going through. And so being able to share that experience and talk to others was very eye-opening, very beautiful. And I know you guys might not all have the chance to do this with somebody else. Maybe you may not want to do this exercise with somebody else, and that's okay. But for me, I'm just explaining my part and how it was eye-opening for me. So basically, we all picked up these rocks, right? So when you guys do the ceremony, let's say you go to the park, you do this in your backyard, you go to the beach, a lake, and you pick up these rocks. And each one has its own burden attached to it, right? One could be a money issue. Maybe you lost your job, that's another rock. You had a bad breakup, that's another rock. You had some friends who treated you like crap, and that's another rock. And you pick up each rock, right? And you fill your bowl with all the burdens and all of the issues that you faced in that period, over that year, over the last couple of years, whatever you want to do this ceremony for. That's completely up to you, and anything is okay. And then we did ours during the sunset. So it was actually the most beautiful sunset I saw of every single night in Hawaii. And when I was there every single night for the 2 weeks, I made sure to go watch the sunset as well as the sunrise as many mornings as I could. And that was the one night I didn't bring my camera because I was at the ceremony, and it was the most beautiful sunset. There was a patch of clouds that was like right in the middle of the sun, so the sun kind of like flashed out behind it, and it was, honestly, it felt like it was literally going into the new year, which we were because it was New Year's Eve. And it was a very, very beautiful like interaction. I can't even explain the energy that was there. It was phenomenal. And then we would go walk out on these like old lava patches and throw each rock. We would say the 4 sayings and throw each one of the rocks into the water during the sunset. And so I would take each one of my rocks and make a sentence. So let's say the issue with losing the deal, right? I would forgive myself for losing the deal at work, having the deal fall through. Like, I'm sorry, April, that the deal fell through. Please forgive me for all the times that I was stressful and burdensome to myself and put myself down over that. I love you. You are such hard working. You're going through so much this year. You'll make it through. And then you say, thank you for forgiving me for that. And then if it was, let's say somebody else, I had a fight with a friend, I would say, I'm sorry, so-and-so, whoever their name is, please forgive me for the disrespectful words or unkind words that I said. I love you, your friendship means so much to me. You're such a beautiful being and I appreciate you in my life. Thank you for all of the great moments that we've shared together, and thank you for your continued friendship through everything. And then you toss the rock and you throw it in there as far as you can. Let's say you went through a bad breakup, right? Then you can say, I'm sorry, X, Y, and Z person, for the times that I wasn't right. I'm sorry for holding on to the energy of this relationship for so long. I'm sorry for not letting it go. Please forgive me for the times that I was rude. Please forgive myself for the times that I didn't let it go and still questioned it, still wondered, still stuck in my head. I love you for all the great memories that I'll have, and I love myself for being able to work through this and be strong. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for all of the things I'll now learn because of that scenario. Thank yourself for being so strong, for working through it and finding guidance. And then you go ahead and take that rock and throw it as far as you can. And I know that this exercise might seem a little simple, it might seem a little silly to people, but honestly, those 4 powerful statements literally change your whole energy dynamic and can help release you from that energetic cord, from that energetic burden that you're carrying around. And a lot of times when we're in that state of depression, we're holding around such burdens from our past. It's almost like we have a bunch of rocks in our backpack and we're carrying a backpack and it's just, oh, that breakup was so difficult and I don't have answers. Why did it happen? Oh, that deal fell through and I needed the money at the time. Or, oh, that friendship, I thought they were my best friend for all these years and they're not, and I'm just lost. And it's like, over all this time we carry these rocks of all these burdens in a backpack around with us, and it weighs us down. It carries our shoulders down and our energy, and it just puts us in this low vibration, which we get into when we are depressed and we are in a lower state, and we don't take the time to release that energy, release that burden, and take all those burdens off of our back and set us free. This exercise is a very energy shifting exercise. It's something you have to be open to, keep an open mind with, and truly try with an open mind and open heart. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about the 4 statements. The I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And like we said, we can put them in any kind of way you want to put them. You can say, I don't know, however you guys want to put it. That's the way I say it. So for me, that's just like the easiest way. And those all 4 sentences come from a space of love, comes from a heart center. Like when you say I'm sorry, you are taking the initiative to apologize to somebody. You are taking the responsibility. You are, taking that humility and saying, I am sorry for what I've done wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. And by apologizing, you're coming from a place of love. And that's why this exercise is so important, because all of these 4 sentences come from that heart space. They come from that heart chakra. And when we give more love, we express more love, we can in turn get more of that back. So when we aren't apologizing, we aren't asking for forgiveness, we aren't saying I love you, we aren't thanking someone and being grateful in a state of gratitude, we aren't in that high vibrational loving state. And so in order to get more back of that, we need to give that out. And I know some of you might be saying, I'm not sorry, I didn't do anything wrong, they cheated on me, they broke up with me, they fooled around on me. And you know what? That's true. And I can relate, that's what happened with me too. But guess what? You have to forgive that person, and you have to forgive yourself for allowing that situation to hold you back. If it's your health, let's say, you're not as able to walk like you used to, you're kind of getting older. Well, you have to forgive yourself for putting yourself in a state of depression or being upset or, crossing your arms or being mad and wasting all that time being upset instead of spending all that time being grateful and happy and enjoying your moments, enjoying your life to the fullest. So it's all about putting yourself in that energetic state so you can give out more love and receive more love in. And when you are able to take accountability for something and apologize for something, even when you know that you didn't do the wrongdoing, right? The wrongdoing was done to you. It shows a level of maturity, emotional maturity, mental maturity, energetic maturity, vibrational maturity, right? Because as we raise on our highest vibration, the most important thing that we can do and learn to do is to apologize, even if it wasn't our fault based off of what our ego thinks. But love is our highest vibration. In order to be there, we have to be able to forgive others and us forgive ourselves, as well as take responsibility and apologize and allow others to apologize to us. So you say, I'm sorry for this, whatever that situation is, and then you say, I forgive you, I forgive it. And for me, that biggest one was forgiving that person who really hurt me, you know, and you know, I've never talked to them, I've never gotten an apology, I've never been able to forgive the situation, but I had to forgive it from within me with that energetic release by saying, I forgive you. I forgive you for hurting me the way you did. I forgive myself for holding on to that hurt for as long as I did and letting myself be affected. I forgive it. And when you forgive something, you release the control that that issue has on you and on your energy. When you walk around holding a grudge, being upset, being in this state of just negative and I'm mad and they hurt me and I hate them and they suck, then you're holding onto it. You are giving them in that situation power. If you have bad health and you can't walk around as much as you used to, you are giving that health issue power, more power than you. You're giving that issue power to control you, to consume you. You cannot do that. You need to be the master of you. And with this self-mastery, we are learning to do that, right? And all dynamics of our lives. So as we're raising our vibrations, we're learning the importance of apologizing, forgiving. Because when we do that, we can release the energetic cord. When you forgive someone, even though you'll always remember what happened, and you forgive them, you release that control that someone or something has over you. And that way you're able to reset with just the positive energy that you want. And in order to be on that highest vibration, you have to release the burdens from the past by forgiving them. So that's very, very important, you guys. If anything, I would tell you maybe watch this whole video over again and really understand the energy dynamic of these 4 sentences because they're so important. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. So let's move on to the last 2 real quick. Obviously those 2 are a little bit easier to understand because, you know, you're saying the words thank you and I love you. So as you know, we've talked about in many videos, and when we're in a state of gratitude and we're thanking someone, we are in our highest vibrational state, a state of being grateful, of being appreciative. And when you're in that state of gratitude, your highest state, you can't be in any other state. So you are being grateful for all the great lessons, the great things that have come, the people around you, whatever it is you're grateful for. When you're saying this whole Ho'oponopono ceremony, this ritual, you're saying the 4 sentences, you're putting yourself again in that highest vibration, as well as releasing those energetic cords, and you're able to bring yourself back up again, right? And so then when you say, I love you, as you guys know, love is one of our highest vibrations. And that's what this ceremony is all about, is being in that energy, that love energy, and giving that love out so you can receive more in. So of course the I love you part is self-explanatory. I love you. I love you for all the lessons. I love you myself for all the strength you've had to overcome this burden. And you put yourself in that state of love, which means you can get more of that back. So this ceremony is so powerful, you guys. I can't even explain to you how powerful this was for me. I literally cried so much at the end of the ceremony. I think everybody there did. And I actually stayed after with my instructor for about 3 hours, and him and I spoke a lot back and forth about, you know, energy dynamics and, you know, shifts and things like that, and just like releasing things. And he, during the ceremony, was actually watching me do my ceremony. I was pretty far out on a lava rock, and, you know, just throwing these into the ocean. And he said that he felt like he could see this dark energy release off of me and like out of my chest almost. All these burdens, this heaviness that I was carrying on to, he could like see that energy come out of me. And so I know for me, it changed so much for me, just that scenario. Like I went home afterwards, I was so happy. I was in such a high vibrational state, and every day after that got even better, better, better. And what was great is I was able to use this Ho'oponopono, this exercise in like my daily life. So like when my mom and I get into an argument or something, you know, I'm sorry, Mom, please forgive me for the things I said. You know, thank you for your forgiveness. I love you. And it helped switch that energy dynamic, and something as simple as just like a little argument in my daily life a lot easier and better, because then the other person takes a step back too and says, you know what, I'm sorry as well. You know, forgive me for the things I said. I love you. You know, thank you for being here. And so you can use this scenario as you get more and more accustomed to it and comfortable with it. You can use this in your daily life and your relationships with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, your husband or your wife, your friends, your family members, and it really does wonders because it helps bring you back into a state of love and instead of a state of hate where you're holding grudges and being upset and carrying around baggage and energetic cords from the past from a scenario that's hurt you before. So I truly recommend this, you guys. Like I said, I mean, it just brings me speechless because it's so powerful and something that I will always remember for the rest of my life. Aaron Dowdy, another YouTuber, he talks a lot about this ceremony, the Ho'oponopono thing. And I want you guys to try this, do a little research on it if you'd like. I truly think this will help you get out of that state of depression, help you kind of see things in a different perspective, and really release that darkness, that heavy energy that you're carrying around from your life and from your heart, so that you can open your heart up more to, you know, the being in a loving state again, being in a high vibrational state again, and release those burdens from your life. So please let me know if you guys try this exercise, if you like this exercise, if you've heard of it before or tried it before. I would love to hear from you. This is literally the most powerful ceremony I've ever done, and I frequently use it. So if you guys do, I'd like to hear that as well. If you guys like this video, please hit that thumbs up button for me. Please also subscribe and let me know if there's any videos you guys want me to make, any topics you want me to talk about. I'd be happy to make a video for you guys. Thank you all for the love and support. Have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, stay safe. Love you.